use a couple of the features that Rob just talked about before to enable us not to fix yesterday's mistakes. I'm gonna rephrase this into yesterday's compromises, because if we hadn't taken those kind of shortcuts in the early days, maybe the company wouldn't have survived if we were, too busy figuring out the perfect solution rather than going as quickly as we could do. So compromises rather than mistakes. And the two features I'm going to talk about are intelligent tiering and batch operations. So firstly, intelligent tiering. Okay, so I'm gonna pose a problem here. We had several buckets containing billions of objects. All of those objects were in the standard storage class, which, if you remember, was on the leftmost end of the scale, the best performing but the most expensive. Now, for us, some of those objects were extremely important. They were used all the time, daily. And then, in contrast, some of those objects in the buckets hadn't been accessed since the day they were created 7 years ago. But we were still paying, the kind of premium to keep them in the standard storage class. So, Rob kind of gave the game away a little bit here, but the answer is intelligent tiering for a really good approach to how to address this. And the end result of having put objects, we basically just put whole buckets worth of objects into intelligent tiering, and as a result saved around about, it was actually just under 20% on our storage cost. I can't emphasize enough how simple this was. It was almost zero effort. It was maybe like a day or two's work to figure out which buckets we could address, and then to do it, and then it kicked in, and then 30 days later, our storage cost dropped. It was insane. You have to look at this. It's so convenient. It's so low overhead.